Can I have that bottle of Perrier?
Perrier. Oh, Brooke.
Hello, Melinda.
Brooke, the Madam of Hard Times.
Yeah.
Can I tell them about when we first met at that tournament?
Absolutely.
Oh, this is fantastic. I want to say, I can't remember which year I was in college, but I came here because a guy was like, oh, Hard Times is this famous pool. We have to go. So I came and I knew exactly what my USPPA rating was. It was a magnificent 28. I know everyone is shaking in their shoes.
And she looked like she was 12 years old.
And I brought my college ID as my ID. And I ended up playing in this tournament and getting to second. I lost to Larry Hill because they shortened the race from 6-4 to 3-2, which is not the same.
Not close to the same.
And I remember they wouldn't pay me my money because they thought I was hustling. And I was just laughing. I was like, do you know how bad I play? Like, I was so bad. And I remember you were just like, no, I saw you play before. You just can't come in here and just think you can walk. I was like, you can call all the pool halls in San Francisco. They will tell you exactly how bad I am. And I remember they ended up calling Jean Miller, who runs like a lot of tournaments up there.
Jan did, right?
Jan did, yeah. She was on the phone. I was looking at her. And I still remember looking at her face and she's like, oh, no, this is the same girl we're talking about. And she's like, yeah. She's like, real short, Asian. And then she goes, oh, she really is that bad.
She really was that bad.
And she just looks at me. She's like, here's your $60.
We've come a long way, baby.
But yeah, so that was
our meeting.
That was our meeting. Yeah, that was.
We did not
fun.
like each other back then.
No, because
Go figure.
Because you totally thought that I was here to steal everybody's money.
I did.
And I was just like, why does everyone think I'm trying to hustle? I wish I was good enough.
Just to give you a little background, we did have like was Jennifer Chen.
Yes.
And we had Jeanette Lee,
Yeah.
and we had all these very, very top female players coming in and stealing the money from the boys. So, I just.
It was
and Jenny
cool.
Lee.
And
Jenny Lee was back there
yeah.
in time too.
If only one day I could be good enough to be lumped into that category.
Oh my gosh, me too. It'd be fabulous. Fabulous. We got Jimmy. Jimmy did a pretty good break, and.
Who do you like in this?
This is tough. It's a tough call. I always like Jimmy.
He knows this place.
Yeah, it's hard to ever go against him at Hard Times. But Fach won a match earlier on this table. He beat Phil.
Oh.
Yeah, the first match of the day. So both of them have been practicing on this table today.
I feel like I've been gone for so long. This one is obviously a different table than the rest.
Yeah, they brought this in. This wasn't even one of my tables.
That's what I was thinking.
They brought this in and moved the table that I had as table 1 to table 2.
Oh, that's interesting.
So this, not that it's been any time recently. I mean, it's probably 10 years since they've done that. But it's definitely, looking down those pockets. I played Butch on here earlier, and it's scary looking at those tight pockets. It's pretty thin. I watched Jimmy played Long Beach Rich and Foch played Tall Phil on here earlier. I got to play Rich on the left side, and our match was a race to 1, and it took I think 6 minutes. There were no safeties played in our game.
What happened to your last match? You played a kid named Evan? That was pretty quick.
Well, that was the match before. I played Rich was my last match. He knocked me out. But I played Evan the match before. He had me 7-0, and I ended up coming back and beating him 8-7. So I was happy. I won 2 matches today. I was 1 out of the money. That's pretty strong. I know, right?
Well, other than Carla, is there any other woman that plays this besides you?
No, Carla very rarely plays. I was surprised she got in today.
She's old school too. From back in the day.
Detroit Carla, baby.
That's right. I remember my first time playing her was actually at Hollywood Billiards.
Oh, one of the events out there?
You know what? I don't think it was. I think I I just went out there. And true to form, she hustled me. And 9-ball though, it was nice. I learned a lesson that day.
Well, when you never lose, right? You either win or learn something. That's how you got to take them sometimes.
Well, could I tell you that I'm really tired of freaking learning because that's some expensive tuition. I could have had a PhD by now.
I'm right there with you. Tang made me laugh. I was sitting with my dad in Tang Ho, and Tang leans over to my dad and says, "You remember when Brooke used to play gamble all the time, and people would fly in to play her with air quotes?"
To play her, yes.
I said, "Hey, those are some of my best friends."
Oh, Jimmy had a nice little run
Jimmy's
there.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's that, 3?
At least.
Yeah, we've got 3 in Jimmy. And it looks like he can go ahead and back cut the 7. I don't know what he's going to get after that, if he's going to try and come down.
Get on the other side of 15. Almost.
There it was. He's trying to get on the 1.
This is your game. I'm just looking at this going, it's hard enough for me with 6 pockets. Why would I only want 1?
Oh. Daniel just reloaded us. We're not sure.
And yes, for anybody who's asking, they are going to play the 9-ball tomorrow.
Yeah, the
first Sunday
of the month. Just missed it, so that gives him, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got 5. All right. Well, yeah, Fach should get a few balls here. Well, can't tell. Fach is center stage on the camera, so we'll wait to see where the cue ball ended up. Not anywhere good.
$13 doesn't go.
Well, he's
11.
shooting at the other pocket.
Oh, my bad. That's how tired I am.
Thank you for making the trek down here for us to have dinner tonight. I appreciate that.
Well, it's only because it's prime rib. I mean, if you offered me a salad, I'd be like, nah, it's okay.
I'm going to give you prime rib and salad.
2 salads.
Yes.
Yes. But mostly prime rib.
So Jimmy's got some shots. Oh, he's just going to come across on the 9-ball. Plays a semi-safe, or the 1-ball, I'm sorry. Plays a semi-safe.
No, it goes.
Yeah, but I mean, he can shoot it, and he's not going to sell out anything. He's playing it just in case he did something funny. These pockets are tight enough where you got to kind of almost do 2-way shots.
Oh my God. He
7.
really does know this table.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And just notice the left-hand shot, by the way, people. Just jacked up like it wasn't even nothing.
He hurt you.
He might have, but he plays jam up left-handed.
I think the first
That
time.
should be 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
He made 2.
I think he's on 7.
I think the first time that the rest of the world got to know what Hard Times front table pockets were like was probably the Oscar and Johnny Morrow match from TAR.
Yeah, we actually, before that, we tried to stream. We had our own stream for a while at the Hard Times website when we had the pool room.
That's interesting.
But it was right kind of at the beginning of streaming,
So
and
it wasn't quite popular. Nobody really knew about it.
Nobody really watched it. And we didn't tape it or anything, so all that stuff is lost. But we used to have a table over table 8.
Oh, that's right. There was one on table. That's why you can still see the wire.
Yeah, so we used to during the finals of the 9-ball and the different events, we would play them on table 8 so they could stream, but it was not as nearly as popular as it is now, so it didn't catch on. But yeah, Mora and Oscar definitely brought the awareness to how small the pockets are.
Thanks, Ernesto. Thanks for giving me no confidence in my rotation game for all the years I've ever played.
It took all of us going to another state to realize that we actually could run more than 3 balls.
I think the first time I ran a 9-ball rack, I was in Texas, and then actually ran a 2-pack, and I think I almost had a panic attack because it never happened in my life, and I thought something was wrong.
So Fachi has, it doesn't look like any of the balls in the stack go. So If it was me, I would just be banking the nine ball and then playing the cue ball. Hey, or the 11 ball. Look at me calling shots. I'm on par. But Daniel we spoke earlier and he was saying how we got a little sad because we were talking about what if it closes, the pool room closes, and things like that.
I know.
So he doesn't want sad stories. He just wants the happy stories. So I was talking about the first time I ran a Hard Times tournament. But if people didn't know, at one point Melinda did run the first Sunday tournaments for me when we had the pool room. Yeah,
I was the best, and then I kept records because I can't help it. It's my nature.
So that was fun.
I miss those days.
Then we were starting to be friends by then, but it was 10 years in.
Yeah, it took a while. And then finally, I think we both must have just had tequila, and that was what cemented our friendship forever.
Yeah.
Hideaway.
There's tequila either makes you friends or it kills you. So
either way, it's fine. When you're playing pool.
For sure.
Could either die quickly or die slowly.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Fach must have made a ball. 6, 7. Sorry, guys. We got 1 for Fach and 7 for Jimmy. Let's see what happens. He's got a bank. What is that, the 11? But it's a very risky shot. He plays well enough. He'll be able to control the cue ball to put it where he wants it, but
He has to protect.
yeah.
Oh, he's taking the 8? Or is he just...
No, I think he's going to thin off the 5 and play safe. Oh, you did take the 8. Oh, he played a kind of a...
Here we bing.
See. And well, the 8 came out and gave a little protection. So I think he can cross over on this ball. Depends on how close to the rail it is. You might have to kick it and just play safe. No, he's jacking up to cross it. Oh.
Ooh, I learned something there.
That'd be work pretty good for 8 ball too, right there.
Shh. Don't give the secrets away. I miss the days we had 100+ players for the Sunday.
That's what I was telling him, that we had to cap it at the 96 because we were getting the 104 players.
The biggest one was 112. That was my favorite one. And that was the only time where I remember I said to them that we could either cap it at 96 and we could play the 5 and the 4 race, or if they all agreed to 4 and 4, we'd let everybody else in. And they all agreed. And I mean, when can you ever convince pool players to accept a shorter race? I'm actually more impressed by that than anything else. I was like, oh my God. They actually said yes.
Don't tell me you extended it. You were supposed to cap it at 96.
But they came from Arizona. There was a little crew from Arizona that had come, so it was like, what are we going to do? Not let them in?
Aren't you the one that said we're not supposed to let them in regardless? Weren't you the one that said that about Tad Cup?
Tad Cup, yeah. There was a limit on that, but when I remember that they had driven in, and it was just like,
we just used to get a bit bigger of a field than we're getting now. I think the last time I was here for our first Sunday, they got like 40 players.
Oh my God, that makes
I don't know that they're adding money anymore.
Oh, no?
I don't know. Does anybody know if they're adding money anymore on the first Sundays?
No, that makes me a little sad. I really love running this tournament.
I think it may be like how many players they add, like the green fee or something.
Oh, like a per player, however.
Well, it's just like whatever the green fee is.
That goes back in.
I think, but honestly, it's been so long since I played. I really, really don't know.
Yeah.
The last time I played was. Remember how few players they had? Oh no, that was a regular Sunday. There was 8 of us. It was you, me, Kevin, Dave, and 4 other people.
Was that the one that you won?
Because I split with 4 people, 3 people.
Yes.
So I won a Sunday tournament.
But you'll take it. I don't care if there's an asterisk. You won it.
I gave them all the money. I said I just want the title.
I remember asking if you guys could just hurry up so that we could go eat.
So we could go eat. It's always about the food.
It is always about the food. I love food.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Still sitting at 7-1.
I like it.
Jimmy has not been giving Fach a lot of.
Well, he can't because Fach is.
Thank you, Daniel, or Geraldine, whoever's doing POVPOOL.
Fach is a good. Fach runs balls very well, so now that.
Yeah, if he gets a clean shot, it'll
could swing the other way.
Yeah. Yeah, 100 for first Saturday or for the one pocket, and 200 for the first Sunday.
I was telling Daniel earlier that it didn't really hit me that there was a possibility of this place closing until I was walking around. I was walking to here, and I saw that all the old buildings had been demolished.
Across the street, and then also next door, which used to be the fabric store.
It got boarded up.
It's all boarded up and fenced off. Yeah. I was talking to Isaac about it, and he was telling me how, like, they had the freight, like the freight containers to clear out and all that, and it's just a little sad, but we'll focus on the positives and hope that that doesn't come to fruition. He's going to take a flyer at the 5-ball.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of a free shot. Did you see how it kind of
Yes.
gave in a little bit towards after the second diamond? But I can't tell through the camera if the two balls that are on Fach's side are wired.
They're not. They're off. I mean, unless you can put some, like,
Some kind of spinach
mojo.
on it.
Spinach. That's a new one.
But
Is it frozen spinach is the question.
it's Popeye spinach. He's going to go and, I think, bank clear of this.
Just move it.
Yeah, he's trying to put a ball near his pocket so Jimmy can't take those freebies anymore. Play behind. That's a good shot. He's going to thin it and try and play into the 2. No, he opened him up. I guess there's no bank there.
Do they still have the rule where if you get, 4 balls off table, you have to start spotting?
The 5th ball spots.
5th ball spots.
Yeah, so you can have 4, but the 5th ball, and it's any part of the ball. It doesn't have to be the whole ball. I think Jimmy's still playing with his Sneaky Pete, and you got Fach playing with his custom Fach Q. That beautiful silver inlay.
At this point. Oh. It looks pretty. Oh.
These
so
pockets,
close.
you gotta hit it. He's got a clean bank at the ball, and he can kind of play the cue ball over.
Oh, look at
Just
the
hit a
speed of
little
it.
light.
No, and it rolled.
You'll catch the roll.
Yes.
Ouch. Look like it rolled back in right there too.
It did the S curve.
Wow.
Yes.
All right. Well, Fauci's gonna try and clear this.
So here's a good question. Maybe you know the answer to. Jimmy is practically a fixture here. So was he here since Hard Times opened?
No, we kicked him out for about 7 years.
Okay. But was he here when you guys first got it?
He was.
And
he was.
Was he here even before then?
I'm sure he was.
Probably.
He was already a fixture by the time we bought it in '95. I want to say it was probably 2000, 2001 when we had a difference of opinion and parted ways.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Eddie bought the place in '07,
They let him back.
Jimmy came in and got back in. Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know that he plays a lot anymore, but he used to be a fixture on the golf tables as well.
I think there's just a less population just in general.
Unfortunately, most of the guys I know that played on the golf table are no longer with us,
Yeah.
and it hasn't bred down to the
No,
to the other.
it's
other
hard to
players.
convince the next.
Catfish was here at the beginning too. He was here when we came on board.
Yes.
There's a lot of players here that are still here from. I just saw Billy Mitchell walk in. Billy was the first person to ever take me to a bar table tournament. Him and Babalu.
Great, and thus began your
My debauchery.
yes.
Yeah.
Once Brooke discovered bar tables, it was over.
So yeah, it's funny to look around and see people. Steve Flowers is here, over on the golf table. Calvin is here. Yeah,
Calvin is here.
A lot of players. Even who was here? Gavin, and there's just a lot of players that were here. Todd was saying that Jimmy was there the day we opened the doors. He played at Varsity before Hard Times opened.
Varsity.
That sounds right. Sounds right. Oh, look at the... Oh. Yeah. Varsity was a fun room. That's what kind of prepared them for here. They so when they opened here, my dad was telling me the stories, and he was saying that when they opened, they had the Sunday 9-ball tournament, but it wasn't the first Sunday.
Just regular Sundays?
It was just Sundays. They had Sunday tournaments, and Varsity had kind of prepared them for that. And then he was saying about 9 or 10 months in, Morrow convinced them to raise the entry fee and extend the race, and they began calling it the first Sunday, but they didn't add the money until later. And then I'm not sure when, but we were the first people to add the 1,000.
That was when it was before I started running
Before
it.
you started. I ran it with the 1,000.
But it was so fun.
It just made quite a difference. Golf is so much fun. If you guys have not played it, we play it. You can play it on a 5x10, but we play it on a 6x12. Everybody shares a cue ball, and you try and run the holes in the 1 through 6 order while not selling.
Wow.
That'll be all she wrote. Oh, we have the... Let's have the number off by 1. So Fach had...
He's still going.
I thought it was 8.
I guess
he needs one more. So that puts him on 7. That puts Fachi on 2. But, yeah, you try and protect the cue ball so you don't sell out the hole to the person following you. And we just had a lot of fun with that game. You don't have to be a great player as long as you're kind of playing with people of like abilities. Oh.
Oh, and it sits.
He's going to go ahead and just make the ball for him. If it's me, I'm just probably gonna roll in the 14, like play the 4-ball to the 14 and try and leave him on the rail, and the ball's gonna spot up on the. And we'll see if Jimmy's got the stroke for it. You're absolutely right, Felix, with the right people. We had a lot of time playing on that. I've played many a golf game with Felix. Oh, he went for it. See, what that does is now Jimmy's got to make a decision. He's not going to go for the... If he goes for the ball, he's going to sell out if he goes for it. But if he puts it into play tight enough, it doesn't matter. So he plays the safety.
Because he only needs the 1 ball, right? So.
Yeah. No use selling out when you only need 1. He also played a lot of liability on that 6x12 table. So we played 25 cent, and then we felt like we were ballers and would play $1. It was a lot of fun.
The ring games on the Sundays here.
Yeah.
They used to save the first 2 tables to be rented. So table 6, the one that's closer to the stands in this first row, that was for the guys. And they played, I forget how much they played, like what, 5 or 10, 20 sometimes?
5 and 10. It depended on what they played. If they played true ring game, which was money on the 5 and money on the 9, they would play the 5 and 10. Then they started playing King of the Hill, kind of.
Right.
Where you only got paid when you won the game. They started playing 10 ball, and for that one they started playing 10 and then $20.
Right, and then
But
you would have
played cheap.
You would have a women's game on table 6 next to it.
We had like 5 or 6 players, and we played
$1
dollar, but all sharking.
Yes, sharking was allowed.
Anything except touching the player. It was a lot of fun.
You couldn't touch the player, that's right.
Thank goodness we didn't have video cameras back then on our phones. It would have been a much different.
Thank God there was no Facebook. No, well, there was YouTube, but I think it wasn't.
I don't think it was quite
big.
as.
No, not as big as it is now.
Oh,
Ooh, there it goes.
Have you ever played in a hat, Melinda?
A hat.
Yeah, I don't know how the guys do it. They play in ball caps, and a few times I've tried to play in a ball cap. It's very distracting to me.
I think they just get used to it like anything else, like a glove or whatever. I mean, I've talked to some people where they say it helps with the glare. I guess if the lights are too bright.
On this table, I could see where it would help because they've got the extra tables for the camera, and it is very bright down on the table. But it just feels like every time I've tried to do it, just feels like something's in my way. I can't get used to it. Oh, well, just gonna play it safe. Try and tuck him in.
Wow.
There it was.
Is this winner side or loser side?
This is a winner side match, race to 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
One on the loser side.
Yes. And as my dad was telling me, you can beat anybody. Race to 1.
We know that all too.
I didn't know. I guess the guy I played was supposed to be a good player. I didn't know him by sight, but everybody was kind of surprised that I ended up winning.
It's a race to 1. I take it.
I'll take it. I'm gonna get you 7-0. I'll take any win at that point.
Anybody that Carla's betting on?
No. She was rooting on me because he had beat her the match before and knocked her out. So she was back there to root on me. Yeah, it happens.
Mama make a medal for you just for that. Make you wear it every time you play.
I played Butch on the TV table. My dad was sitting up here, and Butch is a much better one-pocket player than me. But I played a few defensive shots and whatever. And I yelled at Dad because I was like, I'm right here next to you, and you never even frickin' looked at me. So he had to come all the way back and watch me on the back tables. Yeah, he had to give me the slow clap. So you just got done with the U.S. Amateurs. What you got coming up? Anything exciting?
For pool or just in life?
Life, pool. What
I think I'm gonna have a lot more time to sleep now. No, I'm kidding. Nothing. It's the holidays. Oh, that'll do it.
That'll be the first game. So we're gonna go.
Well, we have the tournament in January.
We do.
It is a women's. We'll plug this for Cody and Danielle.
Yes.
In Vegas.
Club.
They're doing a women's bar table 8-ball tournament at the Q Club in Vegas. It's Fargo handicapped.
It will be handicapped.
Yeah, if you want to see the flyer, I'm sure it's floating around on Facebook somewhere.
You can look on my page, Brooke Thomason, and what?
Probably it's in your pictures, probably, right?
It is too. Yeah.
But it should be fun. It's I don't know what the entry fee is. The entry fee is the same as the women's 9-ball?
I'm really not sure.
It probably is around the same. So it's $55, probably, something like that.
50 to 100 at the most. It's
Yeah.
not gonna be more than that. But it is a handicapped, and we're not sure on the races. So, but you know, it's a time to get to spend some time with the lovely ladies of pool.
Yes.
And if you haven't heard, Vicky Worth formerly Vicky Wade,
of Orange County APA.
has sold her APA and will be moving to Ohio.
She's abandoning us. Never forgive
But
her.
we're very excited we get to spend that weekend with her to,
Right, I
have
think
a little girl time before she goes.
it's gonna be more of a farewell tour for Vicky than it is a tournament for us.
I was counting balls, sorry. But yes, it will be.
Oh, you keep the same pocket. You guys don't switch.
They don't have anything where you have to alternate. So Jimmy broke to his hole. So if Fach
Right,
breaks to the same hole,
right.
he can. But when you can choose whatever pocket you want to break to. So
Breaker sets the.
yeah.
Okay.
So you can break to the one that you're aware of or that you're used to, or you can break to the other one. I know.
I'm just gonna smash it open like 8 ball. Let them figure it out. I choose the side pocket actually.
I know some of them used to always break. Everybody would break to the same pocket. Excuse me, because it had a roll to it, and they were aware of the roll, so they would always break to the. Everybody would break that same way.
Do you have a preference? Do you like cut better on one side than the other?
My break is so bad right now, Melinda, because I have not been playing at all. That no, it does not matter right now. But generally, it's on the right side, breaking to the left pocket. Which is weird because usually you want the right side where you're comfortable reaching over balls and things.
Interesting.
Fach has run 4 balls. And I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get another one or if he's just going to play a nice little safety. I don't think Fach is quite sure what he wants to do yet. He's kind of in a tough spot because of the, what is that, the 7?
The 7.
Yeah.
7's by the corner.
It's that far out for Jimmy's hole. He's got to figure out a way to clear that. Or get behind it.
There it goes. Oh.
Well, that's good. The cue ball's good. Jimmy's got a bank on the 11. He's got a back cut on the
2.
Yep. Oh, he's got a back cut on the stripe that's right there, the 12.
14.
14 because that he doesn't hit any ball.
Oh, you're right. Good call.
If you take the 2, you're going to come into the 14 and weird stuff could happen. But by hitting the 14, it just sends the cue ball down there and makes now Fach has. If he makes it, he's in a good spot. And here where he didn't make it, he left it tough for Fach.
Okay, so I'm going to trade you 8 ball lessons for 1 pocket lessons.
Oh, anytime.
Fair trade.
Yeah, straight up.
Tequila and steaks in between. Tequila's the devil.
Oh, we might have to play once in a while for a little whiskey too.
Oh, that's true. Whiskey's super dangerous.
Yeah, we better stick to tequila. He's got a straight back bank, real clean. Oh, I didn't mark any of his games. Sorry, guys. Balls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Fach made 4 in his first run, I think, right? He's at least made 1 now.
He's got 5. I was counting them earlier. I just forgot to mark them up. Usually we have Daniel, who's
He was right on
our
it.
markup guy. Ooh, that's a nice shot. Didn't leave himself a lot, but it was a very, very nice combo.
Uh-oh. Is this good or bad?
It depends on if Jimmy can see it. It's probably pretty good because even if he can see it, it's
almost
on the
frozen.
rail, so
Yeah.
he's going to have to just bank it clear. Wow. He has such good touch.
Yeah, no.
They make the clothes fall off. Life with D.
Oh, you mean tequila?
Tequila makes your clothes fall off. And Jose Cuervo is a friend of mine.
All right, that's it. Everybody who's in the chat, think of every song that references alcohol and just put it in there. Like, I just want to see how many songs there are. I'm sure there's got to be a ton.
1, 2, 3.
I feel like they would be mostly country songs.
6.
Nice.
Puts Jimmy on the board. Yeah, I don't know. Most of the ones I'm thinking of are all country. Strawberry Wine, Jose Cuervo. That's a little kind of country rock.
Tequila makes my aim go off.
Whiskey Girl.
Mm-hmm.
You got any theme songs with vodka?
No, nobody cares about vodka, apparently. He didn't sell out.
I don't think he did because he doubled them
No,
up.
he didn't.
Crazy.
That's exactly what I thought.
Oh, wait. He's looking at
If
it.
there's anybody that's going to make an off-angle combo, it would be Jimmy on
Well,
this
he might be
equipment.
able to pop it past the... Because he's only a little bit hooked on that 13. I just don't know if it's worth it.
I think he was looking at... No, looking at the 11 now.
He can pull it. Oh, he went forward. That's a good shot. See, I would have
Look at
thought...
the speed. Look at the speed. It's perfect. Except that it rolled out.
I would have thought you needed to draw it back, but instead he went forward and just left him laid up on that bottom rail. That was beautiful.
How's he going to take this out? Or can he take it out? No, he's just going to make it.
Oh, one bourbon, one scotch, one beer is fabulous.
Of course.
So he's going to spot his ball. Let me go here. We're going to go to 5. One, 2, 3, 9, 6, 5, and 1. Yeah, I think that's right. Jack Daniels.
If you please. I love it.
Tequila Sunrise.
Put so many balls in play with one shot. It's amazing.
Changes the whole layout. I played doubles one pocket when I first started playing one pocket with Efren against King Kong. I think we were playing 50 a game.
Can I adjust for inflation, or do I not have to do that?
It's been about 15 years ago. But there was a shot, and Efren kept telling me to shoot this shot where it really is just a crossover bank up and you're playing safe. And I didn't understand what he was telling me, and I just kept shooting at the ball and shooting at the ball. I think I sold it out every single time. And after the game was over, we ended up down 2 games. But after the game was over, he made me shoot that ball about 20 times. This is what I meant. This is what I meant. And I thought the whole time, I said, I thought you wanted me to shoot at it. I didn't understand. I didn't know. I was completely clueless. But that was when I started playing one pocket.
There we go. Of course, in case it's never been mentioned, but I'm sure it has, Santa Monica House of Billiards is a one-pocket room.
Yes.
If anybody feels like one pocket when you're down here, that's where you go.
I think that Tall Phil just pretty much shouted out the world earlier.
Did he?
Yeah.
Of course he would. That is Phil. Go
Said if
Phil.
anybody was interested, they could come on down.
Mm-hmm. It's a nice room. Best equipment. I still got to win a lottery before I can play there as much as I want, but I'm working on it.
They do, just to let you know as you go in. They have something a little different with the rails. So if you're used to playing here at Hard Times, the rails are going to react just a little bit differently, so you might want to hit a few balls.
Yes, and
just get a little comfortable with them.
Also, the preferred ball over there is a red circle, so it makes a difference. That's you?
No, I'm out.
Oh, you're out.
Yeah. Butch. He's calling out Butch. I had one of the guys asking if I wanted to play a few games, but he won't give me the right spot.
Well, isn't that just a story of our lives?
It's all right. I lost, and I wanted the breaks on top of what I lost with, and
he wouldn't give you the breaks.
He just walked away. So
he wouldn't give you the breaks, even though the break sucks for you right now.
Yeah, I used to break pretty good when I didn't know how to play.
Everything good?
Daniel's coming up.
Yeah, the FCC hasn't called yet, so I think it's okay.
No cursing. A little bit of Alcoholics Anonymous going on, but no cursing. We're short of ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 13, 14. We're short of ball. I think I'm going to give it to Jimmy. Anybody know? I think it's 6-3. We're going to go with that. If somebody knows it's 7-2, you guys give me a shout out. I was telling Daniel earlier that I'm
nice
trying.
And then with the lefty.
He's completely ambidextrous at the pool table. Jimmy is.
So that means he has 4, 5.
Well, we'll see if my count was right.
Yeah. And the bank here.
That I was trying to get re-excited about pool, and so I'm looking forward to my lesson with Mr. Daniel Baker.
Oh, that's what I told him. I told him that I took that lesson before the U.S. Amateurs this year because I felt like the competition level had gone up, and I needed to do more than just... I mean, I'm self-taught, and it got me to a certain level, but it's not going to get me to the next level.
At some point, you got to get a little...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
So he I think I already told you this. He fixed the alignment. Where I had no idea that my cue had been over so far for so long, and then once he fixed it, all the long shots got easy. Oh my God.
He almost made it.
Hey, because of you guys, we actually have 40 more viewers.
40 more viewers.
No, 40 more.
More.
40 in addition to what they had originally.
My God, if that doesn't make me feel good, I don't know what will.
It does.
Yeah.
We're here all week. No, I'm just kidding.
No, we're not. They're totally gonna not listen anymore. That's true.
Oh, he escaped.
Well, I am gonna write my 1 yearly blog post about the U.S. Amateurs. I think that's all I'm gonna do going forward is 1 post a year. That's all you guys get, because I don't go anywhere anymore.
I think that's good. I think the U.S. Am one. Who was I talking to? I was talking about that. The next time snooker. They are not Filipino and they are not pros. It is not even close. So we're gonna go to 1-1 and start fresh.
Yes, their ethnicities are Fach and Jimmy.
Yeah.
I'm a Hawaiian Jimmy.
We got a Hawaiian Jimmy and Fach. Fach GARCIA.
Fach GARCIA.
Yeah, so you guys can pick whatever ethnicity you want them to have. All right, so this is where winning the flip helps out.
Because it's hill basically.
Oh,
wow.
And he made a ball on the break. And so some of the tournaments, I don't know if you know this, Melinda, they have where if you make the ball now on the break, you have to re-rack. But we play old school rules. You make that ball on the break, you keep
deserved
spinning.
it.
Yep. But
you got a little excited.
He got excited by that.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny. I guess, okay, so here's a good question. That sounds a lot like how BCA does 8-ball. So do you think that the chances of making a ball in a 1-pocket break are the same as making an 8-ball on an 8-ball break?
So I think it's less on the 8-ball break. Because people have learned how to manipulate the rack in 1 pocket.
Oh, this is true. And it's like,
it's similar to 9-ball where you've learned to leave the gaps where you need to leave them, and then that gets the ball floating to your hole. So.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. I think in the smaller tournaments, I'm all for getting a little lucky and making the ball and trying to figure something out from there. But in the bigger the pro, I'm using air quotes, pro events, I think that rebreaking is the way to go, because they play too often and know too much to allow them to use that knowledge to manipulate the rack and to go ahead and make that ball, in my opinion.
Oh, here's a good question for you, mostly because I don't know anything about one pocket. But I know you've been to some one pocket tournaments.
Derby City, baby. It's my favorite thing in the world.
We haven't been there for like 10 years at the same time. But
Yeah.
have you seen anybody use the magic rack playing one pocket, or is that just like too complicated?
Never seen it playing one pocket. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Just like 8-ball magic rack doesn't make a lot of sense, because no ball, you're not using the rack on the last rack of the balls.
No, the last row.
It doesn't yeah, the last row. It doesn't touch, so I don't know where that would be very helpful. I think it's a pretty interesting for 10-ball. I like, like to see how it works on that, but as far as 8-ball and one pocket, because there's nothing holding that bottom row, I'm not a big fan of it. And I've never seen it at an event. Looks like Watch has got 5.
Because Jimmy made one off the break, so.
Yep. So I'm going to give Fach his 5. That's pretty strong off of Jimmy's break. Jimmy going for that shot. I think he went a little wild on it and didn't protect like maybe he should have.
Maybe he was a little too excited.
He got, yeah.
I'd be excited if I saw that.
But that's one of those, like, when you do make that shot where you're like, oh, and you need to just walk over, take a
Take a
drink
deep
of your
breath.
water.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Powder your hands.
Yeah. You got Long Beach Rich practicing on the table behind. That's the guy that knocked me out. Who is Tomu?
I do not know.
Tumo? Is that a nickname for somebody? Can you give us his full name, Snooker?
Snooker.
Snooker. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's one ball missing. I think that was Fach's ball.
I guess he must be an international player. They're saying that he's sitting on the pile of monies
At All Japan. Well, I know that I think it was Jeffrey Ignacio took 2nd or 4th at the All Japan. Oh, no, 17, top 17. That's the only person I saw any reports of on Facebook. And I haven't been paying very much attention, so. I think that would have been 7. All right.
He went for it.
I think that's in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 13. Maybe he's on 14. We're going to go with this. I think this is right.
He moved it. You know, Brooke, I came down here to eat food, but I think I'm going to be stuck watching pool till they're done.
Oh, no. We're going after this.
Oh, we are?
Oh, yeah. I'm starving. Somebody will still be here when we get back.
I thought you might have just hustled me, like, hey, just come down and we'll go eat. And now I'm just like, no, let's just keep watching pool forever.
No.
I was telling them about the days of the $10,000 one pocket game where you and I were here for like 24 hours. Sweating it.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 11, 12, 14, 15. So what you're really saying is you think it's only because Shane didn't show up at the All Japan Open? No, I'm not. That's not true. We have a few very good good American players.
Aren't they?
They're at the Moscone.
That's
right
what I was
now.
thinking. Yeah,
Starts on Tuesday.
They're probably occupied.
Go
right now.
USA. Pool Hall Banger was just saying that the only reason that guy won the All Japan is because no Americans
From the US
showed up. Yeah.
Well, you can never disprove that. It's all right.
Can't prove a negative.
Mm-hmm. This is correct.
Or none of the Europeans showed up? Wow. Okay. Oh.
Ooh, look at this.
He wants it to hang because look what he left himself. If it hangs, he's like golden right here.
Oh my god.
He somehow lucked out. Danny, you guys know when that Manny Pacquiao tournament's coming up? Isn't it coming up his birthday tournament? He's having like a doubles event.
Here or Philippines?
No, in the Philippines. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He does that where it's like all the pros, right?
Yeah, he's doing something for his, I think it's his
Look at
40th
this.
birthday. I'm not sure.
And he got a
50th,
rail.
Whatever it is.
Wow.
These one pocket babies. Oh, Tomu Takano is his full name.
Toru is a name I do recognize.
Toru
Oh,
Kuribashi.
he scratched.
Tayashi.
Jimmy just scratched.
So we're going to go back. And we'll see what happens.
Fach is on the hill in terms of the ball count. Spot shot.
Yeah, I did see that there was a bunch of Asian players, a lot of Japanese, a lot of Filipinos. There was a lot of monsters in that field. And if the Europeans and Americans didn't show up, that's on them.
Swish. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Fach gets it.
Hey, I had the count right, y'all. Good luck to Fach. He stays on the winner side. This was a winner side event, so Jimmy is still in the tournament. And boy, is he going to be tough to beat in a race to one. Thank you all for listening to Melinda and I catch up and talk a bunch of
Smack.
alcoholic ramblings. And
Don't grow
thank
up.
you
It's
to-
a scam.
Thank you to Daniel for letting us commentate. It's been a long time. Somebody was asking me about if I miss pool, and I told them, I said I don't really miss pool. I miss commentating.
Commentating was good.
I love commentating.
I loved it because when you're up here, you have the best seat. And then basically I could just ask the questions of whatever pro next to me, be like, how would you play this? So I'm getting
Yes.
private lessons.
So nice. So nice.
I love it.
Yeah,
And I
so-
was spoiled in the heyday of pool, as you know. So.
Yes, ma'am. Tar, baby.
Yes, I miss Tar.
All right. Good shooting, Fachi. He's wiping the sweat off his brow. All right. Thank you out there in
Wherever in pool land.
Streamland, and we will.
We got to
talk
go
to you
eat
soon.
before I die of hunger.
Yes. Thank you.
Thanks, you guys, for giving me a break.
Oh, we have fun. No, we have fun.
We're gonna eat though, so
Yeah.
I'm jealous. Where are you going to eat?
Outback.
Outback.
That's right. That's where we go every time. That's our spot.
See you tomorrow, hopefully.
I have to work. But and I have to pack for my cruise. I do Friday.
Oh, that's right.
So I will try to swing by at some point.
All right.
I cannot guarantee it. Will Geraldine put it down?
I don't know. We've been sort of going through stuff with the family, and so she's handling it.
Taking care of stuff.
Yeah. It always gets weird around the holidays.
Yeah. Alright. Well, I will try to make it by the same week.
All right. I'm trying to talk her into coming.
Well, if she makes it, have her text me, so I'll try extra.
Okay. Bye, you guys. Have fun. Have a good dinner. All right, guys. We're not done yet. We got more matches coming. Stick around. I want to thank Melinda Wang and Brooke Thomason for coming in and providing some of the coverage. And we'll be right back.